Cybersecurity Today is brought to you by NordLayer. Teams today work across multiple tools and devices, but security often remains fragmented. And this is exactly what NordLayer can help you address. NordLayer gives your company centralized control over access by individuals and teams and keeps connection secure from anywhere with no additional hardware required. Visit nordlayer.com/cybersecurity today and use the discount code NLSummer26 for a special discount on your purchase.
ShareFile customers told to pull the plug on risky server. A ransomware negotiator learns the price of playing both sides. Dutch police have a hacker's voice, and they're threatening to release it. A new extortion crew talks its way into SharePoint. And another insurance breach leads to leaked driver's licenses. This is Cybersecurity Today, and I'm your host, David Shipley. Let's get started. Progress Software has ordered customers running ShareFile Storage Zone Controllers to shut them down immediately. Not patch the servers, shut them down. The emergency email went out Thursday night titled Service Disruption Immediate Action Required. Progress says it's facing a credible external security threat targeting the on-premise component of its file sharing platform. The company has already disabled cloud access for affected accounts. But it says that's not enough. Customers must manually power down the Windows servers hosting their controllers as, quote, a critical additional step to ensure the safety of your data, end quote. System administrators on Reddit report widespread shutdowns as the order landed. Here's what the Storage Zone Controller does. Most ShareFile customers run cloud only, and they're not affected. But organizations with data residency or regulatory requirements can deploy a controller on their own infrastructure, keeping files local while ShareFile's cloud handles authentication and sharing. That makes the controller internet-facing by design. It's useful, but it's also exposed. What Progress hasn't said so far is telling. No CVE has been specifically tied to this incident, no description of the threat, and no timeline for restoration. When a vendor has a fix, it tells customers to patch. A shutdown order suggests there isn't a fix yet, or that it may not be fully even understood, and there's a risk here that there's something going on that's more than what a patch alone can fix. This same controller has had two critical chainable flaws, an authentication bypass and unauthenticated remote code execution. Both were disclosed in April and since patched. Some threat intelligence reports are linking this shutdown to those bugs, but Progress hasn't confirmed any connection. You may remember the name Progress Software. It's the owner of MoveIt, whose 2023 Zero Day let the Clop Gang raid more than 2,700 organizations. Progress says it has no indication of unauthorized access to accounts or data tied to this issue and is promising further updates. If you're running one of these ShareFile Storage Zone Controllers, get them turned off if you haven't already. A man many companies hired to talk them out of ransomware disasters was secretly working for the other side. And now he's going to prison for nearly 6 years. Angelo Martino, a former ransomware negotiator at Chicago-based Digital Mint, was sentenced Thursday to 70 months in prison. His job was to negotiate ransoms down for victims. Instead, prosecutors said he fed the BlackCat ransomware gang operators his clients' confidential negotiating positions and insurance policy limits, so the criminals could squeeze out the maximum payment, then cut him in on the proceeds. 5 victims he represented paid a combined $75 million, including a nonprofit that handed out over $27 million. Federal prosecutors call him a double agent. Their sentencing memo put it plainly. This wasn't a crime of opportunity. It was a sustained abuse of trust, and it was driven by greed. Martino didn't stop at sabotaging negotiations. He also teamed up with 2 other incident response professionals, one from Digital Mint and one from Signia, to deploy BlackCat ransomware themselves against more than 5 American companies. Both co-conspirators got 4 years each earlier this spring. The government has seized $10 million from Martino so far, including cryptocurrency, vehicles, a food truck, and a luxury fishing boat. A restitution hearing is set for September 17th. Dutch police say they know what the Odido hacker sounds like, and he has a few weeks to turn himself in before the whole country hears what he sounds like. The February breach at Dutch telecom company Odido exposed personal data on 6.2 million customers, names, addresses, bank account numbers, passport, and license details. The Shiny Hunters gang claimed the attack and leaked the data in waves after Odido refused to pay a €1 million ransom. Now police say the intrusion started with a phone call. Shortly before the hack, a Dutch-speaking man called Odido's customer service posing as one of the company's own IT employees. He talked the staff into a phishing site and gathered their credentials. Investigators have analyzed the recording and believe the voice is genuine and local. They suspect the perpetrators have talked about the hack online or within their own circles, and they're asking anyone who knows something to come forward. As for the caller himself, police are strongly urging him to walk into a station voluntarily and turn himself in. If he doesn't, the recording they have goes public. A new extortion crew is stealing corporate data without dropping a single piece of malware and without ever asking anyone for a password. Researchers at ReliaQuest have profiled the group, which they're calling Helix. The playbook starts with a phone call. In one confirmed case, the caller impersonated the victim's own manager by name with spoofed caller ID and walked the employee through entering a device code into Chrome. The employee never typed credentials into a fake page. They authenticated using Microsoft's own real infrastructure. The attacker just walked away with the session token. From there, Helix registers its own authenticator app for persistence, then gets to work on SharePoint, enumerating everything the account can reach and bulk downloading it from dedicated infrastructure. The stolen files then become part of the extortion demand. ReliaQuest believes Helix likely grew out of the BlackFile and Shiny Hunters ecosystem, the same Vishing first world behind the Odido breach we just covered. The brands change. The phone call tactics stay the same. The most important thing that organizations can do to defend against this: disable device code authentication if you don't need it in Microsoft 365. You can also do things like restricting SharePoint to managed devices and blocking newly registered domains. Don't forget, this is also where security awareness education plays a critical role. Another week, another mountain of driver's licenses lands in criminal hands. U.S. insurance provider Assurance America has confirmed a breach affecting 6.99 million people, the largest known spill of American driver's licenses so far this year. The company found hackers inside its systems on March 17th. The investigation wrapped on June 15th. Stolen data includes names, contact information, license numbers, and details on policies, vehicles, and claims. Here's how they got in. Assurance America says the attackers targeted one of its employees, and the company disabled the compromised credentials. It hasn't said exactly how those credentials were stolen. TechCrunch asked the CEO whether the company had had contact with the hackers or had paid a ransom. They've had no response so far. And that's Cybersecurity Today for Monday, July 13th. I'm on the road this week in beautiful Frisco, Texas for the Exchange Security Conference. If you're at the event, please do drop by to the Bosron booth and say hi. Thanks for listening, and if you like the show, please let us know. You can drop us a note at technewsday.com or .ca, or you can leave a note under the YouTube video. I'll be back on Wednesday with the latest headlines.
Once again, we'd like to thank NordLayer for their support in sponsoring this show. Teams today work across multiple tools and devices, but security often remains fragmented. This is exactly what NordLayer can help you address. It provides a network security platform with easy-to-manage network access monitoring and control, and without additional hardware or complex infrastructure. NordLayer helps businesses of all sizes manage and secure access to company resources going beyond what traditional VPNs can offer. And it provides encrypted connectivity with visibility across your entire network environment. And did we mention no new hardware required? Visit nordlayer.com/cybersecurity today and use the code NLSummer26 for a special discount during their summer sale.